The heart of your team. The heart of Atlanta. Valley Sports South and Valley Sports Southeast. The heart of the fan.
The weather's the only thing as hot as baseball's best June team. With 15 wins, 4 series sweeps, and 5 games gained in the standings, the Braves have taken care of business this month. And now they're back home, where a 7-game homestand starts with a giant challenge. A reunion with a Pearl-powered playoff hero and a matchup of 2 red-hot pitchers kicks off an important week for the world champs. Stay cool with us next for the Braves and Giants, coming up on Valley Sports. Braves baseball is presented by Truist. All roads lead to Truist Park on a red-hot night for baseball. It is Jocktober in June as last year's playoff hero Joc Pederson returns to Atlanta, this time with the Giants. He's not in the lineup, but he got his World Series winning hardware moments ago as the Braves and Giants begin a huge 4-game series on a steamy summer night in Atlanta. Hi again, everybody. I'm Chip Carey. Look who's back. Jeff Francoeur, partner. Great to be with you. The Braves wrapped up 29 games against sub-500 teams, winning 21 of them. But now the schedule turns a little tougher. 2 teams that won 100 games last year on this homestand, starting with the Giants tonight. And this homestand starts with a great pitching matchup.
Yeah, look, the Braves did what they were supposed to do against teams under 500. Right. They took care of business, and now you get to come home and you get a chance with the Giants and Dodgers to do it. And you said it, tonight's pitching matchup, man, you couldn't ask for anything better. Logan Webb, Max Fried going for their respective teams. Both, look, since the start of 2021 have been outstanding. I think one thing to keep an eye on tonight, Logan Webb 2-0 in 3 starts against the Braves. Max Fried 3-0 in 4 starts against the Giants. So both these guys have done really well. I think a key for the Braves offense tonight, get to Logan Webb's fastball quick. He's got a good slider change.
And I'm sorry, Jeff, the Braves have played so well against winning teams. They've got a good one in town tonight for the start of this homestand. Game 1 of 4 with the San Francisco Giants, and Max Fried will get things started in just a moment. Paul Byrd is with us tonight as well. We'll check in with him in just a few moments as we get you set. Lineups, first pitch, packed house at Truist Park is coming your way next.
Brought to you by Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi. Unbeatable internet, only from Xfinity. Synovus, the bank that helps you get there. And by Yamaha Boats and Wave Runners.
Well, a potential playoff matchup is taking place beginning tonight in Atlanta. The red-hot San Francisco Giants, who've won 7 of 9, facing the world champion Braves, who are 15-2 in the month of June. Packed house for San Francisco in town for their lone visit. They're 37-28. Austin Slater leads off their Toyota batting order. Evan Longoria, a veteran at third base, has had his injury problems, as has former Brave Tommy La Stella. Frankly, Jeff, talking to the Giants people, they say their offense right now isn't clicking the way that they had hoped. Perhaps that's just the tonic for Max Fried, who's been awfully good in his 9 decisions.
Well, if there's one thing I know, when your offense isn't clicking well, the last thing you want to see is a guy like Max Fried on the mound. Max outstanding this year, the ace of the staff. And look at that bottom. That's what I love. Career versus Giants 3-0 with a 2.05 in 4 starts.
So Max Fried, Logan Webb, 2 aces. What are the 4 keys for the Braves to start the homestand the way we'd like?
Well, bear down. For Max right here, you got a chance to get off the next 10 games against all teams over 500. Got a chance to get started off right and hit that heater. Logan Webb, although he's got a good sinker, it has been getting hit this year. The pitches for him that has been giving trouble to the other teams, a slider change. Guy's hitting a $189 against him. So I think you can get aggressive early.
With the left-hander on the mound, the Giants elected not to have Joc Pederson in the starting 9 tonight. But yes, he is wearing the pearls, and yes, he now has a fancier bauble. Got the World Series ring a few moments ago. It looked like the Braves played a trick on him. They handed him the engraved box. It looked like it was empty, and I think Luke Jackson pulled it out of his pocket and handed it to him.
Would you expect anything different from Luke Jackson? But, you know, I love when guys come back, especially, you know, guys that meant a lot to this team, and you saw the fans give him a nice round of applause. So good for Joc.
So Max Fried back to work on the mound for Atlanta. 7-2, 2.90 ERA. beat the Nationals last time out. Struck out the first 5 hitters in that game up at Nationals Park. We'll see if he has similar stuff in game 1 tonight. Slater, a .241 hitter. 4 homers, 14 driven in. And Max delivers low, and we're underway. 91 degrees officially at first pitch.
Steamy.
Welcome to summer in Atlanta. The pitch. That paints a corner. Paul Emmel calling balls and strikes. Even count from Max Fried. Last couple of starts, Jeff, he has had everything at his command. Fastball, slider, and he's throwing that changeup more.
Well, he's so confident in all 4 of his pitches. He'll throw it at any time in the count. And really, that's kind of what's taken him to that ace level.
And fouled away by Slater. Another slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Max has been great on his home mound. 4-2, a 3.19 ERA. As you mentioned, a perfect record against San Francisco in his career. Deep breath as Max works in front of the dappled sunshine on the Truist Park infield, and on the ground to Dansby. Perfect hop, and he'll flip to first, and Fried gets a ground ball out to start the night. 1 away.
Well, one thing to look for early. Yes, Max is going to get his strikeouts, but when he's getting ground balls, you really feel good about the stuff he's got.
Yeah, in that last start with Washington early in the game, he looked like he was going to have 1 hit, 2 hit stuff, but had a couple of innings where the walks, the pitches, and back-to-back hits piled up for him. And that's why he lasted 5 2/3 innings instead of pitching deeper in that game. But the Braves swept the Nationals. And as we said, are 15-2 this month at 38-29 on the year, and riding a 7-game home winning streak. There's a strike to Wilmer Flores, evens the count. 1-1.
Well, I know we joked with the weather being 91 degrees, but it's something to keep an eye on, because San Fran, yes, they were in Pittsburgh for the weekend, but used to playing in low 60s, high 60 degree weather.
Two balls and a strike for Wilmer Flores, playing second base, and couldn't check his swing. Even count. It's 2-2. 8 homers for Flores, .241 average. He's got plenty of power, not a lot of foot speed. You get a ground ball from him, you like your chances of retiring Wilmer Flores. And Fried delivers, and that's hit in the air toward right. Ronald is there and puts that away chest high. Flores swung late, 2 outs.
And that's a great thing for Max in this sequence here, throwing some of the changeups that off speed. Now you throw 97 and you just beat him to the spot. He's late. It's a good pitch to hit, but when you're worried about 2 or 3 other good pitches, you're able to get that weak contact.
This is Mike Yastrzemski. And this is the part of the lineup for the Giants they have not been able to figure out, not just with Mike, but for anyone they've had on their team hitting third. Traditionally, the 2, 3 spots in your lineup are, on paper, your best hitters, right? The number 3 spot on the Giants lineup card this year is hitting a combined 173.
Yeah, you don't see that too often.
And Max Fried has done some of his best work against the 3-hole hitting opponents. As he paints a corner, it's 0-2.
Yeah, look, they're hitting .81 against Max. And I think that's the thing. San Fran last year, they led MLB with almost half their runs coming via the home run. This year, they're 9th in MLB. It's gone down quite a bit.
Yeah, the Giants hit 241 homers last year and play in a gigantic ballpark. Did he go? No swing.
Well, the thing for them, I'll say this. We talked last year quite a bit. They had some platoons that really worked out well last year. I mean, they had it clicking on both sides. They've had some injuries this year, forced guys into playing a little more. You know, and right now it's kind of been tough sledding for them.
But still 37 and 28 on the year. But Yastrzemski can't connect. Max Fried has his first strikeout. An impressive and economical top of the first inning. Max Fried is on his way tonight. Logan Webb to face the hot-hitting Braves in the first next. Here at Truist Park wants to see Ronald Acuna Jr. touch one off on this hot night. He leads off Brian Snitker's Toyota starting lineup. Dansby hitting second where he's been streaking. Matt Olson starting to heat up, Jeff. A subtle swing change has gotten him going in that last game against the Cubs. And Michael Harris Jr., or Michael Harris II, I beg your pardon, in center field has done everything the Braves had hoped, hitting ninth. And you'll need all the offensive help you can get against Logan Webb, who's the Giants' best.
Well, Logan Webb, you look at his number 6 and 2 at the 3.43. Kind of disappointing compared to what he did last year. He was so good for the San Francisco Giants team. But he's going to come at you with that sinker, 93. He's gotten hit a lot more this year. But, boy, he has got a good slider change combo.
And because he keeps the ball down, he seldom gives up home runs, just 5 of them in 78 2/3 innings for San Francisco. Part of a strikeout-laden staff. There's his arsenal. Look at that. Changeup, slider, sinker, almost an equal distribution. And if he's got them all working, might be a long night. The pitch is caught on and missed for Acuna.
And that's the difference right there. You see that 88 miles per hour. So it's only 5 off that fastball. Boy, he can generate a lot of swings and miss and weak contact.
And like Max Fried, Webb's a man that likes to work quickly. On a hot night, your defense appreciates that.
Well, being a ground ball pitcher, that's exactly what you want. Let your defense go to work.
The 2-2 for Ronald is dribbled foul.
And you look at the Giants, usually Brandon Crawford not at shortstop in this game night with the lefty, but one of the better shortstops in the game defensively too. So you want to get action on the ground.
Again, the 2-2 pitch is rolled foul again. Make him work. Well, could use some good luck. 4 for his last 30 at the plate. That's not like him. And 0 for 5 against the Cubs at Wrigley Field yesterday. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch number 7 is swung on and missed, and Ronald is retired. 1 out for Dansby Swanson.
Yeah, good change up there at 88 after the fastballs. Didn't even throw a slider that at bat yet.
Dansby's on a remarkable run, hitting .381 over his last 26 games. Why? Jeff, he's putting the ball in play.
Well, you know, that first month of the season, the strikeouts were racking up for Dansby, and he made that adjustment, kind of sold out finally up the middle the other way like we saw last year, and he has taken off. And now, of course, with Ozzie out too, being able to fill that 2 hole.
Well, since May 23rd, the shortstop for your Atlanta Braves has more hits than anyone else in the game. Think about that.
And you talk about Gold Glove defense the whole time too. Look, Dansby hit .216 in April, .304 in May, and now Chip .362 in June.
So he's found a home between Acuna and Riley. That's a good place to hit.
Yeah.
National League lineup. And he's making the most of the chance. 1 ball, 1 strike. Smoke toward right center field. Slater's not getting that. That's going to bounce into the Braves bullpen. It's a rule book double for Dansby Swanson. Right center field approach, and there's the first hit of your game.
Well, what's a sinker baller trying to do, Chip? He's trying to get you to roll over. And look at Dansby. He says, you know what? Instead of doing that, I'm going to stay up the middle the other way. Look at that thing, inside part of the plate, which means the only way you're hitting that with power to right center is if you take your hands in a correct path to the ball. And look at that in center. Slater thought he had a beat on it. Went right by him.
Found another gear as Austin Riley with an RBI chance. Riley's 3 for 8 against Logan Webb head to head. And had a healthy cut, fouled that straight back, strike 1.
You know, I know I've been off for a little bit, but with that being said, being able to watch some of these games, you've seen, though, too, the team approach, Chip. I feel like through this kind of winning streak, you've seen the guys kind of have an idea of what they wanted to do, and they're carrying it out.
It's been a fun offensive ride for the most part. The pitch outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Look, Austin Riley's had a big hand in that. Up in Washington on June 15th. In the 7th and 8th innings of that game, he had 2-run homers. He's driving in his share of runs. Riley with 41 RBIs already this year, 18 homers. He'd settle for a single right here. With Dansby's speed, you like your chances to plate the game's first run.
And you're not going to get too many situations where right here you're getting 2 chances to drive in a run. Tonight with these 2 guys on the mound, you got to figure it's going to be a tight ball game.
Oh, what a cut, fouled back. And it's 1-2 for the man with the second most home runs in the National League, Austin Riley, 1 behind Pete Alonso of the Mets, who has 19 of them. Riley 5th in total bases, 8th in slugging, 10th in OPS. And hopefully a Braves All-Star. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Back to the mound. And they've got Dansby in a rundown between second and third. Dansby's going to try to stay in it long enough to get Riley to second. And he will accomplish that, but that's the second out. So that's making lemonade out of lemons. Runner in scoring position for Olson. There are 2 outs.
Yeah, I mean, that's when you go like this, you think it's going to get by him, and you get stuck. You can see Dansby telling him, come, 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 keep going. And he did his job. Let Austin get the second. Give Matt Olson a chance to drive him in now.
Matt had a great day at Wrigley Field yesterday. 3 doubles, a walk, a run, and an RBI.
This guy's a doubles machine.
27 of them on the year. The Giants give him the right center field gap. And a little low, 1 ball, no strikes. Talking with Kevin Seitzer, Jeff, about Matt. He was late. Hands were moving up as he was striding. They think they've fixed that at Chicago.
And look, it's a game of constant adjustments. You see something you want to change, you do it, and when you do it like that, it's nice to get rewarded with a day like yesterday. We talked about, what was that, 4 weeks ago or so, when we were really struggling. We came home, saw the curveball machine out, Matt Olson hitting off it. And what did he do that night? Remember, put one off the foul pole.
We'll take a similar result here. 2 balls, no strikes. d'Arnaud on deck. Oh, look at that ball bend. That was nasty. Olson far and away leads the club in walks. He's got 40 of those. He leads in doubles. 32 runs batted in. That's 3rd on the club. And he fouls that away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Braves are making Webb work here on a hot night. He'll throw at least 19 pitches here in the first inning.
can already see he's worked up a good sweat out there on the mound.
2 out hits, 2 strike hits have all been part of this winning formula for the Braves over the last 17 games. That's the situation for Matt here. The pitch. Only the Yankees have more 2-strike runs batted in than the Braves, who have 122 such hits this year. Pitch number 20 coming from Logan Webb. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that's on the ground. First big hop and a race to the bag will retire Matt Olson. Darren Ruff puts that away, and the Braves are out of luck after a scoreless first at Truist Park.
Max Fried is a big game pitcher. He always responds. He's gritty. He has his good stuff. How about this pitch to Wilmer Flores? Let's check it out. In the first inning, his very first pitch. That's 100 miles an hour, and it's actually 100.3. Don't cheat the man out of the .3. His previous high was 98.4. This is in the Game 6 of the World Series last year. Guys, his arm is feeling good. No guarantees, but this is going to be a fun game to watch.
So far, he and Logan Webb-Berdy have thrown up a goose egg in the opening inning. Let's see what Fried has in store for Darren Ruff. No Brandon Belt in the lineup for San Francisco in game 1 tonight. So Ruff gets the opportunity to play first. Another cold hitter, 3 for his last 18 at the plate. But Jeff, if he's playing somewhat distractedly, there's obviously a reason for that.
Yeah, Darren lost his dad a couple weeks ago. Told you, he's a teammate of mine in Philly. Good dude. Guy you can pull for.
And when he's right, he punishes left-handed pitching.
Well, and that's the thing. You kind of look up and down this lineup. Like I said last year, platoon-wise, you know, they were so they capitalized on a lot of that lefty-righty situation. This year, they've had some trouble in doing that. Like I said, really their pitching has kind of what's been keeping them in games.
It's good strikeout staff for San Francisco. 3-1 count. And Max loses Ruff to start the second inning. Ball 4, and he's aboard in front of Evan Longoria. That's something else, Jeff, the Giants will do. If you do not throw them strikes, they're a very disciplined offensive team at the plate.
Yeah, they're opportunistic. Look, they're looking to walk. They're looking for the long ball. That's what we talked about. They led all of baseball last year via the home run. Just haven't had that thunder this year that they did last year. But still, as you said it, what, 8 games over 500.
This is Evan Longoria hitting .207 on the year. Longoria spent some time on the IL. He too comes to town slumping. 5 hits in his last 33 at bats. But despite this lack of offense, the Giants have won 7 of 9 games because they've only allowed 20 runs in that stretch. So they're getting by with the bare minimum of offensive punch. But a walk and a single later, they threaten here in the second.
That's crazy, huh? 20 runs in 9 games. That ball just kind of floated right there, and Longoria was able to, even though he got out in front, stayed back enough to rip it to left field.
So with all the veterans on this Giants team, here's a youngster. They're looking for all the youth they can find. The Giants have the 3rd oldest roster in the big leagues. But don't say that about Luis Gonzalez, who had a great month of May. He was the National League's Rookie of the Month last month. .303 average, 3 homers, 23 RBIs, 12 doubles, 7 steals.
Man, you know you're going good when you're as much as this team platoons and you got a guy like Max Fried on the mound and you find yourself in this lineup.
Let's see if the lefty-lefty advantage works in Max's favor here. 1 strike to the Giant left fielder. This ball punched toward third. Riley to second, 1, and the ball dropped on the transfer. They're going to call the man out at second base. And instead of a chance for a double play, the Braves get the man in the middle, Evan Longoria, who's called out on the transfer. 1st and 3rd, 1 away. We'll see if Arcia actually had control of this ball.
Yeah, it doesn't seem they're going to challenge it. So, yeah, he got it. Even if he was able to get rid of it quick, look where Gonzalez was. It would have been tough to double him up. But good play by Riley. Get that lead runner. And now you still keep yourself a ground ball double play away.
With Thairo Estrada up in place of Brandon Crawford. Estrada hitting .264, 5 homers, 27 driven in. Crawford slumping, also a left-hand hitter. Left-hand pitcher on the mound, Max Fried, who's a double play away from keeping the game scoreless. And a pickoff. They got him. Perfect time for that. Second pickoff for Max Fried. Huge second out.
You know, I was looking over there for a second. Look at the size of this lead. I mean, you know, this to me, where you have a young guy, Chip, the fact that, you know, I hate to say it, I don't know what went on, but for them not to tell him about Max Fried's pickoff move.
Well, they may have told him, but until you see it.
Well, I agree, but, you know, where are you going right there? I mean, that's one of those things that you're a fly ball away from getting a run now. You know, Max has a chance to get out of this inning with a 0.
Runner at third, 2 outs now. Fried 22 career pickoffs. And that pitch thrown with a little anger and heat. 97 miles an hour and an even count. Aaron Ruff, the runner at third. He led off the inning with a walk. A ground out pickoff later. He's at third, 2 away. The pitch. Now Max a strike away. Another packed house at Truist Park. Wants to see Max Fried end this second inning.
Man, he's letting it eat tonight on that fastball.
That was 99 miles an hour.
Yeah, you got to believe this heat. He's nice and loose out there.
Pitch number 28 for the Giants shortstop, and that's bounced off his foot foul. We'll try again. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Braves started play today, 5.5 games behind the Mets. The Mets already won today. They shut out Miami 6-0. So we need to win tonight to keep pace with the Metropolitans. A win again puts the Braves 10 games over 500. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ruff at third. The Fried pitch.
He started to offer at that ball.
They're going to make you work. It's got to be close to get a chase. They don't do that too often, do these Giants? Now a 2-2 offering for Thairo Estrada. Struck him out. 98 on the black. That's how you pitch out of a mess of your own making. Max Fried had 2 on, nobody out, gets a ground out, a pickoff, and a strikeout to keep the game scoreless. Brought to you by Truist. It's a packed house. Great job by Max Fried to get out of a second inning jam with the Giants. Travis d'Arnaud will lead off. Marcell Ozuna, Adam Duvall are coming up. Jeff Francoeur back upstairs in the booth. Paul Bird with us down below. Chip Caray with you for game 1 of 4 with San Francisco tonight.
Well, what a great job by Max in a game, you know, that runs are going to be hard to come by. Starts Ruff off with a walk. Longoria with the single, and then you're able to wiggle your way out.
I'd say Travis d'Arnaud had a very nice contact to damage ratio road trip. 5 hits, 3 homers, 7 RBIs, and 5 runs.
As they say, if you're going to get a few hits like that, change the scoreboard. He was able to do that.
And did he ambush a ball against Kyle Hendricks yesterday? Moved up in the box about 6 inches and just crushed a ball out into Waveland Avenue.
And one of the few guys you'll see do that. Most guys, we talk time and time again how they just stay where they're at and the plate. But a guy like Hendricks, I don't blame him. Move up, give yourself a better chance, and took advantage.
3-1 pitch. Swing drive deep left field. That ball is gone. is a great contact to damage ratio. Home run number 10.
You just said it. He changed the scoreboard right here. Got the nice hitters count 3-1. Gets his sinker. Look at this one up in the zone. One of the few we've seen kind of hanging. 111.5 off the bat. Over the bullpen.
16 home runs is d'Arnaud's big league high. He's got a great chance to fly by that this year for the Braves. And he and Contreras are doing some serious damage offensively as the Braves catching core. Webb's given up his 6th homer, all of them on the road, and the Braves strike first here in the 2nd inning.
Well, I think it's going to be important with Contreras swinging the way he is too, Chip. This summer, you're going to be switching those guys off. This heat here in Atlanta, keeping these two fresh, to me, is going to be one of the bigger jobs Brian Snitker is going to have to do.
All of a sudden, that slider from Webb is sliding too far off the plate to these right-hand hitters.
He hasn't got a feel for that pitch yet. The effective pitch we've seen him throw tonight has been that changeup. Struck Ronald out on it.
And as we said, for a man who has 3 pitches that he throws almost an equal amount, if you can eliminate one of them, that's a big help.
Changeup's a tough pitch to Ozuna because it's coming down and in exactly where he likes to drop the bat head.
This one popped up right side. Ruff will give chase, but runs out of real estate. That's behind the Braves dugout. And Ozuna faces a 3-2 count. Marcel's at bats and results, Jeff, have been better in the last couple of weeks. He's hitting the ball up the middle and harder more consistently.
And that's when he's at his best.
But not this time. Webb came back to get him. 2nd strikeout and 1 away in the Braves' 2nd.
And make an adjustment there. His slider was not working, so he threw 3-1 changeup, and like our good buddy Tom Glavine always says, if you throw 3-1, you might as well throw 3-2.
Eight home runs for Adam, 26 RBIs. He's a former Giant.
That's where he got his start in the big leagues before he went to Cincinnati. He was there during those World Series runs, never really had a place to play.
Swing and a miss. Yep, Adam got to the big leagues in 2014 for the first time. Then went to Cincinnati starting in 2015. Got to the Braves in 2018. But the character year for me for Adam Duvall was 2019. An established major league player. Went to Gwinnett, played 101 AAA games, Jeff, and hit 32 home runs. And never said a word other than, when they call me, I'll be ready. And he was.
Yeah, and he has not looked back.
One-two pitch.
He tells you a lot about him, too. It's rare to see a guy, be with a team like this and kind of get non-tendered. You sign with another team. And boy, he was back within 4 months. Tells you a lot about a player and his character.
Adam off stride, pops that behind the plate. And no play for Curt Casali. And the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. You've played the outfield in the major leagues. The difference in center as opposed to one of the corners, it seems to us that that's really helped Adam moving to left field.
It's been huge for him to kind of, be able to take it easy on your legs, not have to grind so much defensively. Because of that man right there, it's enabled him to kind of get his feet under him. You can see the at-bats are getting better and better every day.
That one is lined past Longoria. Duvall went out and combed that baby to left. Big turnaround first, but he'll scamper back That's the second hit of the inning, a 2-strike knock for the Braves left fielder.
A good piece of hit. Slider probably maybe even going to be a ball off the plate, and you see Adam go around it and hook it into left field right past Longoria.
So Orlando Arcia, the hitter. Those of you who didn't catch the Braves on the road trip, one of the downers was in a 4-2 journey away from home. We lost Ozzie Albies for 60 days. He broke his foot swinging the bat. Understand that Ozzie had a good procedure to make sure the foot is stable and healing properly. So in his absence, Orlando Arcia has gotten the first crack, Jeff, to play second.
Well, I think, look, offensively, he's done a good job this year. You're never going to have the defense that Ozzie brings, the range he has out there. You know, really altogether what he brings to the team. You know, he's one of the most exciting players. But this happens every year to some team, every team at some point. Someone has to step up.
And it's really great fortune for the Braves, again, making lemonade out of lemons. You have an established major league player who's been on good ball clubs, able to step in and play an important defensive and offensive spot for you.
Oh, yeah, you got to have someone pick it up. I think the good news is, you know, at some point Ozzie's going to be back. And I'm sure he'll pick up and take off. But at the same time, you got 6 to 8 weeks that someone has to fill that gap.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Duvall a short lead at first. 1-0 Braves. The pitch. Check swing roller out to short. And that ought to be 2. And it is. Arcia's doubled up, but the Braves strike first. Travis d'Arnaud has hit his 10th home run, his 4th since the Braves started play 1 week ago. Max Fried leads 1-0. We head to inning number 3 at home. With a home run, Max Fried's on a nice roll, partner. He's our Blue Moon bright spot tonight.
Well, you love when your ace is on the mound. You see that 6-0. Braves are 8-2 in those 10 starts. He has 21 wins since the start of last season, 4th most in the NL behind Urias, Buehler, and Adam Wainwright.
Works fast, changes speeds, pitches economically, keeps the ball in the ballpark. And he wins. And he's winning tonight. Curt Casali, the catcher. He's 3 for his last 17. No Joey Bart. He's back in the minor leagues. No Buster Posey for the Giants. He retired.
As I say, he's golfing now.
What a career Buster Posey had.
Yeah, he was one of the few guys you could see on that San Fran team back in the day in 10 come up in a very veteran team as a young guy and kind of take over. You don't see that too much.
No, I mean, what, he won the Rookie of the Year and won all those World Series championships.
Yeah.
So now the torch has been passed to Casali and company. He's done a nice job. The Giants are 19-9 when this man starts behind the plate. And now a 2-2 pitch. Struck him out inside corner. Back-to-back strikeouts for Fried. 3 in the game, 1 out.
And that's one thing. Maybe that was a pitch that he was not getting early in the game, Chip. But if you keep right there and you're hitting corners going back eventually, look, the umpire's hunting strikes. And if you keep putting it there, he's going to call it at some point.
Two strikeouts looking, 1 swinging for the Giants offense as Tommy La Stella is back in town, former Brave. Tommy's always been able to hit. Right now he's coming back from Achilles surgery. They had to do surgery on the Achilles tendon sheath, which has made playing defensively problematic for him. So he's the DH tonight.
He drew the short straw to have to DH against Max.
Yeah.
We got to play some lefty.
Couple of homers, 8 RBIs for La Stella, who takes a strike. They play him as a dead pull hitter. Riley, the man in shallow right, as the Braves rover. The pitch. Rolled over foul. And Max a strike away from taking care of the Giants' 9th place hitter. Sprayed out of play, foul off the net. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Pretty good piece of hitting there, staying alive.
On the ground, right to Arcia. Orlando's got that. He's got a strong arm. La Stella's the second out. And we go back to the top with Austin Slater. Base is empty. Slater rolled out to short to start the game. He gets to play at home. He's out of Stanford University. Good player, 239 hitters, fast runner. And a guy that handles left-handed pitching pretty well. Braves lead on a d'Arnaud home run that came leading off the home second. 1-0 Braves in the homestand opener.
And you like the first time through the lineup, Max. Not getting any hard contact. 1 hit, which was Longoria, kind of off the end of the bat, and the 1 walk. Other than that, some weak ground balls.
The lefty has the sign. The 1-0 pitch is jammed out of play right side. The other thing, Jeff, it's really noticeable. He's really working that inside corner.
Yeah, he is, and controlling it. I think that's the thing. Sometimes we'll see him come in, Chip, but he misses a good bit in off the plate. Right now he's right on that white line and letting the umpire make that call.
That curled around the plate. Good take by Slater. 2 balls and a strike. So it's 2-2. Base is empty for the Giants. Braves swing around slightly toward right in the outfield. No real shift for the San Fran center fielder. Late on another fastball.
All these hitters have been late on Max's fastball tonight. A lot of foul balls under the net, right down the first baseline.
Max peers in again. Pitch number 47 on the night. A nice piece of hitting to foul that away to stay alive by Slater. 2 balls, 2 strikes. When we get to the home third, Michael Harris, Ronald Acuna, Dansby Swanson are coming up. Braves have scored first. When that happens, the Braves usually win. A d'Arnaud homer, the only tally for either team to this point. And now the 2-2 pitch. Didn't chase it. Braves are 27-4 this year when they plate the game's first run.
Pretty good record scoring first.
Crowd urging Max on with a 3-2 count. Struck him out looking. Max Fried, 4 strikeouts. A 1-2-3 third. Atlanta tries to add on here in game 1. Today. And there's the first big league hit. Smoke towards center. Harris got a good job and a diving catch. Turns, adjusts and makes the play. Harris on the run, lays out and makes a great catch. Look at Andrews' reaction. There's the first big league home run for Michael Harris. That ball is gone. Hit it high, watch it fly. Well, what a sensational first 3 weeks in the major leagues for Michael Harris. So much so, Jeff, he is tonight Zaxby's indescribably good player.
Yeah, what a great start for him. He's reached base safely in 10 of the 11 games. Leads all rookies with an .884 OPS. And I think, like you said, that home run opposite field yesterday, you like that he's able to spray the ball everywhere, too. A lot of young hitters come up, they're pull hitters.
The Giants play him that way on the infield with Longoria at the edge of the grass at third base. The youngest player in the major leagues, Michael Harris, by 6 days. 6 days younger than Wander Franco of Tampa Bay.
You know, you were thinking about the Giants 3-hole hitters, how much they were struggling. The Braves 9-hole hitters, 42 RBIs. Most in the big leagues.
Served down the left field line. He's got another hit. What a great piece of hitting. It came with 2 strikes. And Michael Harris continues to solidify his Rookie of the Year candidacy with his first hit of the homestand.
Remember his first game, Chip, faced Sandy Alcantara and how he went the other way. Look at this right here. It's a changeup off the plate, but when you know a guy's throwing fastballs and changeups and they're tailing like that, this is the right approach. And you know what? If he throws that front door two-seamer and he's able to strike you out, you tip your hat. But here he did what a good hitter does. Gets on base.
Now let's see if the Braves turn him loose. As the leadoff man aboard, Ronald Acuna Jr. the batter. Ronald struck out to start the offensive game for the Braves. He's got a good lead. Not going. And Ronald takes an inside corner strike.
Well, usually when you see what you talked about, Ronald's numbers, 4 for 30, strikeout, you know it's about to change, and when it does, he's going to get hot.
Well, no time like the present with the Braves up a run. That's scorched into the seats to the right, and just like that, Ronald is behind 0-2. Webb likes to work quickly. He's at the belt, checks the runner at first. And Ronald took strike 3. Knee-high center cut. And Logan Webb has his third strikeout. He's gotten Ronald twice. 1 on, 1 out for Dansby Swanson.
Change up bottom part of the zone, and it's one of those that it's tough to leave that up to the umpire with 2 strikes. We've seen him have 3 or 4 called third strikes now tonight.
Dansby doubled to the Braves bullpen fence in the opening inning. Again, your big league hits leader since late May.
That's amazing. You look up the board, Dansby's hitting 297. I remember that conversation I had with him at the end of April when he was sitting there at 210. 216, whatever it was. And he looked at me and said, I just got to keep playing. Get a couple hits tonight, and you can look up at some point, and your numbers will be where they need to be.
1 month ago, May 20th, the Braves were in Miami. Dansby Swanson started play as the Braves' 8th place hitter, hitting .227. He's put 70 points on his batting average. He's hit 5 homers. He's knocked in 21 runs since then. That's 1 month.
Yeah. Now, what I like, too, he has settled in that 2-hole nicely.
Well, if you think about traditional baseball, he's an ideal number 2 hitter. He can hit the ball the other way. When he's right, doesn't strike out a lot like he's rolling now. He's got plenty of power. And as we said, if you're hitting behind Ronald and in front of Austin Riley, who's second in homers, that is the catbird seat in a big league offense. And he has taken advantage of that. There's another half step on the lead. He's going. The pitch is fouled at the plate. And the count to Dansby. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the spray chart for the Braves shortstop this month.
And let's take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. And you love seeing that. Look how much are up the middle right there. Not only doubles, singles, that home run dead center. We all know he can hit a fastball in, Chip, but when he's going up the middle like that and staying inside it, it's when he's at his best.
And he's been awfully good in 2-strike counts. Let's see if he can add to his RBI total in that category. That's one way you do it, Jeff. Stay alive and force a mistake.
He had 23 RBIs with 2 strikes, tied for second in baseball. But you talked about the Braves 2-strike hits. You go look at who leads in 2-strike hits, 2-out RBIs. I'll go tell you right now what they have in common. They're all probably leading the division.
52 pitches for Webb. He's not out of the 3rd inning. The next is poked slowly toward Longoria. He'll vacuum that up, fires to second, and that's all they'll get. Good speed for Swanson keeps the inning alive. Austin Riley will bat with a runner at first and now 2 outs. Riley bounced into that fielder's choice in the 1st inning that Logan Webb gloved. They got Dansby in a rundown. Swanson stayed in it long enough to get Austin to second base, but he was left stranded after Matt Olson grounded out to end the inning. Big hole right side for Riley. Huge gap in left center if he can connect that way. I can't wait to see what kind of power numbers this guy starts putting up as the weather is getting hot in Atlanta. 91 today. Here's the first pitch temp. On the ground, Longoria backs up and flips to second in time, and that will force Dansby Swanson, and it sends us to inning number 4. Max Fried has been dominant. He enjoys a 1-0 lead.
After the big Darno homer to left. Well, how about the pitching staff? Talking to Tyler Matzek earlier, he wanted everybody to know that he is coming back. Arm feels really, really good. He's very proud of the way this bullpen has responded without him.
First pitch popped up, Birdie. Austin Riley's going to handle that. 1 pitch, 1 out.
That's pretty good timing, Chip. I'm just going to keep talking. Maybe we'll get 3 quick outs.
Make it happen, man.
He's doing well. Threw it at Rick Kranitz, who said he wasn't sure how Spencer Strider was going to do being put into that rotation, but he has been phenomenal, and he praised him for what a great thinker he was. Also proud of the bullpen responding, because there was a loss when Strider went into the rotation. They have also responded. Guys, when your pitching is good and everything's clicking, you're always in the game.
100%. I mean, look, Birdie, I think the team the Braves are playing tonight is living proof of that. I mean, 7-2, what, in the last 9 games, only giving up 20 runs. This Braves team getting Strider in that 5th spot to me has been huge, Chip. What do we try? I think in 6 or 7 times in that 5th spot, they tried 4 or 5 different guys, right? We talked about it. It just wasn't working.
Mike Yastrzemski, the hitter, takes inside. Yeah, you're right. The Braves tried Bryce Elder, Tucker Davidson, Huascar Ynoa, Jesse Chavez as an opener, and Kyle Muller. The Braves in those games, not started by Spencer Strider, won just 2 and lost 10. But of course, when Strider became the 5th starter, the Braves have gone 3-1 in those starts, helping the Braves to the top ERA in the National League. Our Synovus get their feature.
Yeah, well, you see that 2.69, first in the NL. Only the Dodgers have a better opponent's average and whip. And only the Mets have more Ks per 9. So this Braves pitching staff really stabilizing.
Yastrzemski fouls that back and now faces a 2-2 count. We will see the Dodgers next on the homestand. Dodgers will look different. No Walker Buehler and Mookie Betts hurt.
Yep.
Big parts of their team that are on the injured list for Dave Roberts.
Look, everybody at some point throughout a year is going to lose somebody. Look at the Braves last year, lost Acuna. I mean, it's just, it's inevitable. You got to be able to respond, replace somebody, and keep moving.
That floated off the plate to Yastrzemski. 3 balls, 2 strikes. His granddad was some kind of player with the Red Sox. Legendary Carl Yastrzemski. And Mike making a name for himself in San Francisco. Good player, good hitter. And Fried's payoff pitch is on the way, on the ground into the shift. Riley calls off Arcia, and a perfect throw for out number 2. Darren Ruff is coming up. First, a quick message from Zaxby's.
It's the new Signature Club with bacon and cheese, remixed by Zaxby's.
Darren Ruff, 1-0. Atlanta has the lead in game 1. And that's in for a strike.
Boy, he is commanding that inside part of the zone tonight better than I've seen him in a long time.
No balls and a strike. Base is empty. 2 out. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Darren Ruff now 0-2.
Yeah, the Giants are 0 for 8 tonight with 2 strikes. Max getting ahead and then being able to put them away.
The lefty ready, working quickly in a groove, delivers, and a fly ball right center. Harris coming on, won't get this one though. And Darren Ruff serves an 0-2 pitch into center field, and the Giants have their second hit of the game. It comes here in the 4th inning, and Evan Longoria is coming up.
Pretty good pitch by Max. Got weak contact, but Ruff, strong guy, was able to kind of serve that one to right field.
Don't think Ruff's going anywhere as Longoria digs in and takes a strike.
I don't think anybody's going anywhere tonight the rest of the time. Not after that pickoff move.
If they do, that would be a big upset, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Evan Longoria has had a terrific big league career, most of it with the Tampa Bay Rays. I guess the Giants have a decision to make about him. He's got a big dollar option that is on the table for next season in San Francisco. But as we said, Evans, a veteran player. This is a club that's trying to get younger and needs to in the National League West. The 0-2 wasted outside, 1 ball 2 strikes, and that's a fine line, isn't it? When your team's winning, Jeff, and playing good, you talk about, boy, what a veteran gritty ball club.
Yeah.
When they struggle, boy, they're too old.
Well, I think like anything, when you have an older team like this, for them, you know, guys are starting to break down a little bit, and it is true. If you remember, the Giants kind of had to revamp after those 3 World Series because of the same thing.
Swing and a miss. Max Fried, Powder River right on by, blew it right past Evan Longoria, and the Giants are done in the 4th inning. Max Fried pitching like another veteran left-hander who said, just give me 1 run. That was Tom Glavine. Tonight, Max Fried
is brought to you by Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram and by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life.
That's the only man to touch the plate so far tonight. Hot-hitting Travis d'Arnaud, solo homer in the 2nd inning, has put the Braves up 1-0. Travis is due up 2nd against Logan Webb. As Matt Olson starts things off for the Braves, he bounced out to 1st in the Braves' 1st inning. Matt Olson's seen these guys a lot. The A's and Giants are fierce geographical rivals and interleague rivals too. Swing, fly ball, well hit, but not well enough. It dies at the warning track. just off the end of the bat, I'm guessing.
I was going to say, it sounded like he had hit it well, but definitely had to get it off the end.
So one away for d'Arnaud, who's hopeful of being a National League All-Star. He is putting on an all-star performance at the plate here in the season's first half. 10 homers, 32 runs batted in now. His first career hit against Webb went a long way out to left. And that pitch has been in and out for Logan all night. 1 ball, no strikes. Off his knuckles, out of play, off to our right. Fan from Lawrenceville, Georgia, makes the catch. And here's the homer from d'Arnaud.
One of the few sinkers we've seen up in the zone. Got a good 3-1 count. And Travis unloaded this ball. 111. You see that 418 feet. That was a 47th RBI by a catcher for the Braves this season, which leads Major League Baseball. Outstanding work, the duo of him and Contreras. Oh.
I don't think Jeff liked that call.
No, you think?
Looked to be off the plate, but Travis will want that for Max Fried if he offers it. And had to swing at that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Paul Emmel behind the plate tonight. He's got a pretty good strike zone. He's hunting strikes on a hot night. I would imagine, Jeff, that's something players have to factor in.
Well, and when you got 2 pitchers like this that you know are trying to pound that zone and get early contact.
And strike 3. d'Arnaud waited until Emmel rang him up. And he was caught with his hand in the cookie jar. That's 4 strikeouts and 2 away in the inning.
I don't know if Emmel was going to ring him up yet until he saw him kind of start walking in. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
We've seen all his calls tonight a lot quicker than that. I have to tell Travis next time, don't give it away, man.
Well, he's such a good actor at the plate. You're surprised he flubbed the line there. As Ozuna hits with 2 outs, bases empty, and off the plate to him. 1 ball, no strikes. Chop foul, even count. Fried, Strider, Morton, and Wright in line for the Braves in this series. Then the Dodgers are here this weekend. On the ground to Longoria, 2 steps to his left, and his peg high to first, but in time for a 1-2-3. Atlanta fourth. We're zipping along. Braves enjoy a 1-0 lead after 4. 4 in Atlanta. The Braves hope to fill up that NL roster for the All-Star game in Los Angeles. Hope you send Dansby, Ronald, Austin Riley, Max Fried, Kyle Wright, even d'Arnaud and Contreras. Hey, let's fill them all up, as the Braves will be well represented for the National League, managed by Brian Snitker. You can vote for your favorite players 5 times a day at Braves.com/vote. Luis Gonzalez is the hitter, reached on a force play and then got picked off. And laces that one off the netting, strike 1.
Yeah, really, San Fran's only chance tonight. And before Stroud even could see a pitch, he was picked off.
This kid's got a nice streak going. 6 games in a row with a hit. 7 total hits during that run. And I'll tell you what, the Giants media notes are really impressive. They tell you what's really going on with their ball club in recent times. Gonzalez, 360 average on fastballs, 407 on off-speed pitches, but 4 for 39 on breaking balls.
Wow.
You know the Braves have read that scouting report.
I mean, these days everybody has every scouting report, so you might as well throw it out there, right?
But I think it's great. It's really helpful for us when we don't see a team like San Francisco all that often.
Yeah.
Especially when they have a young player like Luis Gonzalez, who hit his first leadoff homer on Friday night, his first career triple yesterday against the Pirates. He and Michael Harris in a pitched battle for Rookie of the Year consideration in the National League. The pitch. Swing and a miss. A changeup got him. Max Fried rolling along. That's strikeout number 6.
Man, that's what you love. He's throwing that curveball quite a bit. Now he threw that changeup off the fastball. You can see him kind of speeds up his bat, swings right over the top of it.
Thairo Estrada. He struck out looking in the San Fran second. Rope towards center, but Harris has that one measured up. Quick out. 2 away. Speaking of quick, here's a fast message from Delta.
Delta, proud to be the official airline of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves.
Curt Casali, the Giants catcher.
Well, Max on a nice pace. We saw him go 8 innings a couple weeks ago. 69 pitches now here with 2 outs in the 5th.
On the ground, rolled foul. It's 0-2. Nice to be on the right side of a 1-0 game in recent days. Braves lost a tough one in Chicago against the Cubs. They're winning tonight in the start of this series. The pitch. Didn't chase that. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, you saw that 1-0 score and you figured if you hadn't seen any of the game, the wind was probably blowing in.
Oh, man. Was it ever. All kinds of odd angles, odd routes by the outfielders in Wrigley Field. 1-2 pitch. Straighten him up inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I think to a man the Braves felt very good, and I don't want to say relieved, but very happy with a 6-0 win yesterday to come home with a 4-2 road trip. Ian Anderson was terrific, and the Braves bats were equally sharp. This one hooked toward left. Duvall on the run. Dive in. Catch. What a play by Adam Duvall. He's a Gold Glover, you know. Sinking line drive is handled by Adam. Casali's bid for a hit is denied in left field. Everything going right for the Braves in game 1. They lead 1-0 and look for more here at home. T-Mobile coverage cam. How about the ground covered by Adam Duvall in left?
When we talk about Harris being able to play center, you move Adam Duvall over to left where he becomes his Gold Glove left fielder, and you see right there helping Max Fried out. Beautiful read, beautiful jump, and beautiful catch.
And it looked like Superman in full flight after he skidded to a stop on the outfield grass. And as it happens so often, Adam Duvall is the guy leading off after a great defensive play. He singled his first time up. Adam fouled Webb's 69th pitch away at the plate. He's had a couple of long innings, the second in particular. That was the only frame that saw the Braves score. D'Arnaud led off with a home run. Braves have 2 hits since Travis's solo blast. And the 0-2. Strike 3 outside corner, 1 out. Well, isn't it fun in a big league game when you build a pitching matchup, 2 budding aces, 2 guys that have had dominant starts against the opponent, and the action on the field lives up to the advanced billing?
Tell you, when you see what both these guys have done against the opposing team, and then of course both have been pitching well as of late, it usually adds up to this kind of pitching matchup. It's been beautiful.
Just 6 total hits. Braves have 4 of them, and Orlando Arcia the hitter. He bounced into an inning-ending double play back in the second.
Well, you love too. They're both filling up the strike zone. You know, that's makes for a well-played game.
Webb, a former 4th-round pick by the Giants, beat the Royals last time out. He's trailing 1-0 in this game as Slater got a good jump. He'll put that in his back pocket. 2 away, and Michael Harris is coming up. But first, the MLB Ballpark app will complete your next visit to Truist Park. Buy and manage game tickets, unlock offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. He's downloading the app. So's he. Let's see if Harris can add to his good night at the plate. A base hit the other way.
Could be ordering a Frenchie's Blues too. You never know.
Can you order that on the app?
Yeah, why not?
I like the idea. They were giving Frenchie's Blues a lot of pub on the big scoreboard before the game, all the pregame advertisements.
I mean, I had nothing to do with that. Just happened to be up there.
And for the record, on a 91-degree night, it looked delicious. 2 balls, no strikes. Scorched and foul. Look out, EY. Hey, great play.
Yeah.
That was excellent work.
Ball came off the wall quick out.
Yeah. Super quickness down the right field line by the ball boy and Eric Young. The pitch hit high in the air, right field. Will that one go? At the track, at the wall. It's high off the bricks. Harris around second as the ball ricochets toward the infield. Ball dropped, no further advance. Michael just missed a homer. Instead, he's got his second triple. That ball kept carrying, Jeff.
Yeah, it was a funky swing, kind of chopped at it. I think this was a slider. Yeah, came off the plate. And he just missed a home run by about a foot. And that's where you talk about a guy not playing that wall out there. You see how Yastrzemski went all the way to that wall. And you have to give yourself some room, and he didn't. The ball bounced off and allowed Harris to get a triple.
Well, here's a spot where you've got Ronald up. I know it's not necessarily his game, but shorten up and punch the ball the other way. A lot of room down the first base line for Acuna. The pitch. Instead, he rolls over toward third, and Longoria's pegged to first will end the Atlanta threat. Harris with a 2-out triple. Braves lead by 1 as we head to the visiting 6th. Nothing. Truist Park is packed for the Braves and Giants. You see that on our Xfinity live look cam. Max Fried has been dominant. 2-hit shutout through 5 innings. He has struck out 6 Giants. And he'll start the 6th with Tommy La Stella as that floats in for strike 1. Again, the Braves shift for Tommy La Stella. 3 defenders on the right side as that sinks low. 2 balls, 1 strike. '23rd game for La Stella. He's played in the field in just 5 of them. As we mentioned, the Achilles surgery. But he can always hit, and that one smacked toward the gap in right center. Ronald got over quickly, and that'll hold La Stella to a long leadoff single. That's just the 3rd Giants hit, but it turns the lineup card over to the top with the tying run aboard.
Yeah, it's a pitch you can see on the outer part of the plate. La Stella kind of got it off the end of the bat, but enough to serve it into right center.
Slater's back from injury. He was on the injured list with left wrist inflammation. Slater tonight is 0 for 2. Don't figure La Stella to be running with those Achilles problems. As this one on the ground, right to short. Ought to be an easy pair, and it is. Double play. Cleans him up. Wilmer Flores hits with 2 outs.
Well, I tell you, such an advantage when you get that after giving up a single, a quick double play, first pitch.
6 outs on the ground for Fried by my count to go with 6 strikeouts.
That's what aces do.
And here's Wilmer Flores, who is 0 for 2. Flores with 8 homers, 5 of them have tied the game or have given the Giants the lead. So he's a dangerous man in this spot. No balls and a strike. Popped up. Shallow right. Ronald is under it, and he's got it. And Max Fried works around a leadoff hit. He's through 6 with a 3-hitter. 2, 3, and 4 for Atlanta, leading by a run. Run heading to the bottom of the 6th inning. Dansby Swanson set to lead off for Atlanta. Jeffrey He's tonight's Yellowwood bringing the lumber feature.
Yeah, you see that last 25 games after tonight, sit safely in 23 of the last 26. He's hitting .382 versus right-handed pitching, and you saw tonight that great approach. His first at bat, staying inside that sinker, driving it to right center.
Dansby doubled in the first. He hit into a forced play in the 3rd inning, so he's 1 for 2. Look, I know there's some great shortstops all around Major League Baseball, some terrific ones in our league, but for what Dansby has done for this team and what he's doing right now, I can't think of one playing better than he is. So the first round of All-Star voting underway. Log on, vote for this guy 5 times a day. I believe the first round of voting will be announced in 10 days at the end of the month. 1-2 pitch. Swing, fly ball center, but right at Slater. He backpedals a step or 2, sharply hit, but retired as Dansby for out number 1. Here's Austin Riley 0 for 2. I don't know if the heat's affecting Logan Webb. You wouldn't know it by the limited number of runs, but every time he pitches, Jeff, he does look flushed.
He
Very
does.
florid features.
Yeah, I think that's kind of his face, but you can tell he's definitely sweating a lot tonight. Feel bad for whoever's got to catch Thursday's day game.
Yeah, it's going to be hot. Temperatures on Wednesday in Metro Atlanta supposed to hit triple digits.
Yeah.
Thursday day game to get the Giants back home. That'll be Kyle Wright and former Brave Alex Wood hooking up in the series finale. That's swung and missed.
I was going to say Alex between University of Georgia and here, he's probably used to that a little bit.
Night game tomorrow, night game Wednesday at 12:20 first pitch on Thursday. And that's off the plate for Riley. 2-2. Riley's brought it back to 3-2. Webb has yet to walk a hitter tonight. And he won't walk Riley, who goes the other way with a clean 1-out single. Man, that is great to see from Austin. Heck, it's great to see from any hitter with 2 strikes.
Well, look, being able to do that on a changeup. You know, it's one thing to take a sinker over there, but when you're able to stay back on a changeup and drive it that way. Look at that right approach. Beautiful.
When you see that pitch from Webb on replay, it's just amazing That ball looks like it's knuckling. It has such action on it.
Like you said, it's only 5 miles per hour off that fastball, so it shows you how much it drops.
Olson rolls one foul, a strike for Matt. And talking with Kevin Seitzer about Olson's swing, he said the toe tap is important. The timing of that tap and where his hand position is after he gets the foot down is what makes the difference between him being on time or being late at the plate. He was on time in Chicago yesterday. 0-1 pitch. Fly ball, well hit towards center, but that's going to stay in the park. Olson just missed it. He got under it. And that's the second out. Riley back to first with 2 men out.
And before we get to Travis d'Arnaud, let's take a quick message from Landmark.
Take me out to the Giants. Take me out for a car. The Giant selection is something to see.
Well, here's the only man that has touched the plate tonight. That's Travis d'Arnaud, a second inning home run. Webb struck him out looking last time. That was the play where Travis wasn't sure if it was a strike, and I'm not sure the home plate umpire was going to call it.
No, and 14 RBIs on that first pitch. Bryce Harper's first with 18. Travis likes to get after it.
Yeah, against this guy, you don't want to get to 2 strikes.
No.
One nothing in the Atlanta 6th. Ooh, what a cut. The pitch. Perfectly placed. And now the Braves down to their last 6th inning strike. Yastrzemski, Ruff, and Longoria due for the Giants in the 7th. They have but 3 hits in the game. Nice stop by Casali, even count. Two balls, 2 strikes. Riley leads the pitch and fouled away at the plate. Action has begun for the Giants as Webb approaching 100 pitches on a blistering hot night.
So I was going to say, you got to believe at some point it's taken a lot out of you. You get through 6 innings and it's right at about 100 pitches. My guess is that's could be the line for him.
Zach Littell is warming up. As Webb ready, the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that ends the Atlanta 6th. What a duel. Max Fried enjoys a 1-0 lead in Game 1 against the Giants at home. The Marlins in New York taking on the Mets. And as we told you, the Mets had a good time today. They picked up a 6-0 shutout win over the Fighting Fish. And so at the moment, the Braves are 6 games off the pace in the East. If they win, they'll keep pace with New York and stay 5 1/2 games back. They're looking good tonight behind Max Fried, who's had great velocity, great command. Back on his home mound, trying to win his 8th straight decision and go to 8-2 on the year. He's facing a Giants team that has never beaten him. Max 3-0 lifetime against San Francisco. Tough inning ahead for him. He's got the Giants 3, 4, 5 hitters. Yastrzemski, Ruff, and Longoria. We'll see him, Jeff, for a 3rd time.
Yeah, it's been a well-pitched game by both guys, but Max still on the mound here in the 7th inning. A double play ball last inning was huge for him. Probably saved about 10 pitches. And now gets to face the heart of the order for the 3rd time.
He's only thrown 80 so far in the game. As that misses inside to Yaz. 1 ball, no strikes. Yastrzemski has struck out and grounded out in the game. 7 hits in his last 47 trips to the plate. The Braves are going to hopefully win their 16th game in June. They are 15-2 this month.
I think we all knew this team had a run in them at some point. I don't know that about 14 in a row, but great start to June.
1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Boy, his fastball command, Jeff, and his fastball velocity has been as good as we've seen on his home hill all year.
He's worked both sides of the plate. He's really given Paul Emmel kind of an easy game behind the plate, to be honest with you, both him and Webb.
Fried has his man set up with a 1-2 pitch. Here it comes, and there's that changeup. Well, the fact that he'll throw that to lefties too. Missed with it there. And now the count even. Darren Ruff waits on deck. He's reached base twice. Longoria in the hole for San Francisco. He's got a hit. Swing and a miss. Max Fried paints a corner with a slider. 7 strikeouts for Fried. 1 away in the 7th.
Well, after a couple fastballs in, that slider low and away. Missed that ball by a good foot. Good pitch.
$40,589 the official crowd count tonight. 16th sellout for the Braves at home. That puts the Braves over the 1.3 million mark in home attendance.
Outstanding.
And big crowds expected all week long with our Western friends San Francisco and LA coming to town. 1-1 pitch to Ruff.
I know we'll get in it as the week goes on. Looking forward to seeing Freddie come back in town Friday night.
Yeah, I think that's going to be an emotional night for everybody.
Absolutely.
Fly ball center. Harris drifting back shy of the track. He's going to put that away. That's out to number 2. Stick around for the stretch. It's presented by Synovus. We'll be talking about Max Fried and Travis d'Arnaud. Kelly Kroll, Nick Green, Peter Moylan will break that all down for you as the Braves back home playing great, lead 1-0 here in game 1 against the Giants. Here's Evan Longoria. He's 1 for 2. That's chopped foul. I've been asked several times by fans around town, what kind of reception do you think Freddie Freeman will get on Friday? I think it's going to be even louder than the standing ovation Jock Peterson got.
I would hope so.
And deservedly so.
I
Right?
mean, if not, I'll be honest, I would be pretty disappointed if it wasn't.
Swing and a miss. 0-2 to Longoria.
Look, I've lived here my whole life, and you know, you look at, we've had 2 championships in my 38 years, and Freddie was a main reason that we got that second one. So
Max rolling and missed upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So as you said, we'll talk more about that as the week goes on, but the Dodgers will be in Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then we hit the road again and off we go to the Phillies at Citizens Bank Park. Base is empty. 2 outs for Longoria. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The lefty ready, and here it comes, the pitch. Nobody up in the Braves pen. Fried has been dominant. The pitch. Swing, tipped and caught. 8 strikeouts for Max Fried through 7 brilliant innings. He leads 1-0. What a way to send it to the stretch. Kelly Kroll, take it away.
The Stretch is brought to you by Synovus, the bank that helps you get there.
Well, welcome into the Stretch presented by Synovus. Braves leading the Giants 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the 7th. And here's the deal. If you're just joining us now but want to look cool in front of your buddies, here are the highlights. The battery getting it done tonight. d'Arnaud the offense. Max Fried, well, he's just rolling right along.
Max Fried's done a great job, but we've got to give some credit to Travis d'Arnaud, who's done a phenomenal job as of late. Sinker up in the zone in the 2nd inning, got himself into a good count. 2nd home run is in consecutive days. And how about the 4th in the last 5? Peter, Max Fried has been awesome too.
Max Fried's been locked in. He got himself out a little bit of trouble in the 2nd inning with that pickoff. There were some questions after Washington how he's going to come back and bounce back from that sort of kind of crazy start against DC, but then he comes back tonight. He's gone into beast mode right now. That 7th inning was as easy as I've seen Max have an inning this year. I'd like to see him go back out for the 8th, if I'm honest.
I can't wait for you two to get to pay off your Ford Keys and Braves Live post-game. It's going to be so great. Still a lot of baseball to come, though, certainly, and we will get you right back after a quick word from our friends at Synovus.
Opportunity won't always come to you, but with Synovus as your bank, you can always go towards it. Synovus, get there.
Great job with the Stretch, guys. Yeah, we'll see if Max goes out for the 8th. Why not? He'll have the bottom part of the order up, and he leads by a 1-0 score. Marcell Ozuna will lead off the Atlanta 7th as the Braves look for some insurance. Let's see what Marcel's been up to. He's our player comparison. That's brought to you by Landmark. It has, Jeff, been a tale of 2 seasons for the Braves DH.
It is, and look, I think you look at Marcel's last 31 games there on the right. I think he's going to continue to get better and improve on that. Sit safely in 10 straight against the NL West.
On the ground, first pitch, but right to second. And that's an easy peg for Wilmer Flores. Marcell Ozuna is out number 1. Giants had action in their bullpen, but Logan Webb keeps rolling merrily along for San Francisco. They've got a lefty and a righty up now if he has any more trouble. He's at 97 pitches. Webb has struck out 6 batters. He's made 1 mistake. That was the home run hit by Travis d'Arnaud leading off the 2nd. Adam Duvall is 1 for 2. Swing and a miss.
You think Aaron Nola's watching this game saying, I'd love to stay in for close to 100 pitches?
I know what you're doing. I'm not going down that road. No balls and a strike for Adam Duvall. And he missed a hanger. Webb got away with 1 there. It's 0-2.
Look, with both your aces on the mound tonight thrown like this, I think both Gabe Kapler and Brian Snitker want to save that bullpen for as much as they can.
Webb's about to throw his 100th pitch. And it's popped up over the Braves dugout, heading for the seats. And a fan from Winder, Georgia makes the grab. Nicely done. Strike 2 for the Braves left field. Well, games like this are really rare. They're also a real treat. 2 aces, pitching great, 1 run, the difference in the game. Webb trying to keep his club in it. Max Fried trying to preserve that 1-run advantage. Hot night, 2 good clubs. What a way to start the homestand. And Duvall didn't get that. That disappeared. 7 strikeouts for Logan Webb, 2 away in the inning. And it's up to Orlando Arcia.
Man, that thing was sweeping across.
This kid's good. He is a really good pitcher. Quite frankly, I'm glad we only see the Giants twice a year. He is tough. But our guy's been a little bit better tonight. That's the difference in the game. As Arcia, the batter, he hit into a double play and flied out. Orlando had a super road trip with a couple of homers. Wouldn't mind another solo blast here. He can reach. Michael Harris on deck. He's 2 for 2. His last hit a triple that almost left the park.
And we talked about Ozzie being out. You know, this is why it's so valuable to have a guy like Arcia. You know, he didn't get a lot of time, but when he did, he was producing. Now you step in and you're there every night.
Ooh. And look, that's the big change in the National League game with the DH. Bench players seldom play. They hardly play at all.
Yep.
But this guy has stayed ready. Now he knows he's going to be in the lineup 6 out of 7 times in a big league week. And I would assume, Jeff, from a player standpoint, that's reassuring.
Oh, yeah. Now you're just going to start getting, you know, more at bats. You're going to get consistent.
On the ground to Longoria. He plays that one off to the side, and his throw to first is perfect. And Fried and Webb have been dazzling. But Max Fried leads 1-0 as he goes to the 8th inning. Max Fried has been absolutely brilliant. A 3-hit shutout as he takes this game into the San Francisco 8th. He'll face the left-hand hitting Luis Gonzalez, Thairo Estrada, and then Curt Casali for San Francisco. Pitch count in good shape. 61 of his 94 pitches, Jeff, have found the strike zone.
He has been in complete command, and get through 8 right here.
Bunt try. Fried, gloves. Glove flip high, and Olson had to come off the bag. A bunt attempt for the Giants, something they do a lot. They have the most bunt hits in the National League. And Gonzalez, a speedy base runner, bunts and represents the tying run.
You know, this was the perfect bunt. And Max, so athletic. Watch him get to this ball. Looked like it was going to be past, and that's why Max was mad. He knew he had made a great play. The ball's unfortunately kind of stuck in his glove as he was flipping it to Matt.
There's a smart visit here. Now Gonzalez got picked off in the 2nd inning. He's aboard with the 12th Giants bunt hit this year. And now you've got Estrada up, who represents the go-ahead run. Fried expended a lot of energy to try to flag down that little ground ball bunt. Great play by Olson to keep that from soaring over his head and further trouble.
Looks like that lead's a little shorter, isn't it?
Yep. It better be. And a strike. Let's see how the Giants play it here as they near the bottom of their batting order. They have not sacrificed yet this year. That's funny for a team that has the most bunt hits. They don't have a sacrifice bunt in 2022 yet. Nothing in 1. And floated foul. It's 0-2. Braves have turned one double play behind Max Fried tonight. They'd love another one right here. Riley near the line at 3rd. Double play depth up the middle. And the 0-2 pitch. Broken bat, little pop. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Harris got to it fast, but not fast enough. Giants have him 1st and 3rd. A soft broken bat hit at 70 miles an hour. That has been the bane of Max Fried all year. And San Francisco has him at the corners with nobody out.
I mean, right off the end, you see that bat break. Talk about bad luck this inning. All of a sudden you got 1st and 3rd on a bunt.
And a smart play by Harris there to concede the runner to 3rd. Keep the double play in order. As Casali is the batter, he's 0 for 2. How about Max Fried? Approaching 100 pitches, still throwing 97 miles an hour. Boy, he'd love a strikeout here. But he's behind the Giants catcher. 1 ball, no strikes. Back-to-back soft hits in the San Francisco eighth. So now the Braves bullpen starts to work. Fried at 100. Fourth time he's thrown 100 pitches or more in his last 5 starts. The stretch in 2-0. Great stop by d'Arnaud. That was almost to the backstop, and Max overthrew that. So 3-0. Darren O'Day and Will Smith. Are the relievers getting ready? Be careful here. 3-0. That looked like a strike, wasn't called. It's ball 4. And Max Fried looking in curiously. Bases loaded, nobody out, and Brian Snitker is going to go get Max Fried. So a bunt hit, a broken bat, 70-mile-an-hour hit on an 0-2 count, and then 4 straight misses to Casale. And the Giants have loaded the bases with nobody out in the 8th inning with the Braves up 1-0.
Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. The Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day. And by Yellowwood. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Max Fried pitched a brilliant game through 7+ innings tonight, but some bad luck in ball 4 cost him in the 8th inning.
You can see Snit talking to him. He deserves a lot better fate than this. Hopefully find a way to wiggle out of this jam.
Well, we saw Will Smith. One of his finest moments last year came in September in San Diego. Bases loaded, nobody out, struck out 3 hitters in a row. This is as difficult a challenge as any reliever will have, protecting a 1-0 lead. Bases loaded for the Giants, and Tommy La Stella, the scheduled hitter. Will Smith has 4 consecutive scoreless outings for the Braves. La Stella 1 for 2 in the game. Got the corner call there. Strike 1. Well, how about a strikeout and a double play?
Yeah, you get that first one, then obviously it becomes a lot more realistic to possibly get out of this thing.
The fastest runners for the Giants are at second and third. Casale, the catcher, is at first. The pitch. And La Stella reaching for that. It's 0-2.
Well, maybe this is a great matchup in the fact that all you've seen from Fried is kind of hard, you know, and all of a sudden you got Will Smith kind of throwing 81 away. You saw him way out in front of that pitch.
No balls, 2 strikes. And fouled away. La Stella fortunate to make contact with that. Slater and Flores, the next hitters scheduled for the Giants. As Will ready with his 4th pitch of the inning. The runners lead and the 0-2 count. Will keeps trying to get La Stella to keep expanding that strike zone away. That can be a very profitable move for the Braves. But you got to make sure you smother that ball with Gonzalez 90 feet away. Can't afford anything to get by here. Make them earn it. As pitch number 5 is coming from Will Smith. Good fastball at 95, fouled back. Dominic Leone is up in the Giants bullpen. In a 1-0 Atlanta game. Again, the 0-2. Little pop. Long run, Duvall. Still coming, still coming, still coming. He got there. There's the first out.
Man.
It hung up long enough for Adam to run under it. And there's out number 1.
Well, you talk about going a long way with the shift. And he knew it at the end. You saw him yelling, I got it, I got it. Great job.
Boy, the Atlanta outfield defense is as good as it gets. And a great play by Duvall, one of 2 he's made out there. Now Slater the hitter, but now it's lefty versus righty. Slater hit into a double play his last time up. And Smith misses low, ball 1. Slater 0 for 3 in the game. We told you this might be a potential playoff preview. This is a playoff style game. Can Smith get the Braves out of trouble? Missed badly there. 2-0. Great stop by d'Arnaud. Braves play Slater to pull on the infield. Opposite field in center with Harris. The pitch. Well, what a luxury for the Braves to have veteran relievers in their bullpen. Will Smith has been down this road before, as we told you. Don't know how the inning's going to work out, but he's gotten the first out.
Yep.
And still has the lead, 1-0. 2-1 pitch. Now he's got to throw a strike. Again, these guys don't chase. It's got to be close. And now Slater way ahead in the count. 3 balls and a strike. Jeff, what's Will going to throw here?
Well, whatever to me you feel confident throwing that first strike, and I would think it's going to be that slider, and maybe you get a chance to get him out in front and roll it over to Austin Riley or someone on the left side.
Riley hugging the line at third. 3 balls and a strike. Here it is. Lined into center field, a base hit. That's going to score 1. Streaking around is Estrada, and he's going to stop at third. The Giants settle for the tie. A bases loaded hit from Austin Slater ties our game at 1 apiece.
Well, challenged him with a fastball right here, and he did not miss. See that short, compact swing? Pretty good job by Slater, knowing really you got to be able to put the ball in play there for a run. And good throw by Harris here, keeping the game tied.
And the key to the sequence, Will fell behind 3-1, had to come to his hitter. And now Wilmer Flores with the bases loaded. And the key with Flores, if you can get the ball on the ground, he is not blessed with great speed. He is a double play candidate, but he also hits left-handers very well. Giants have cashed in a bunt single to tie the game in the 8th. 1-1 your score. The pitch. When the Braves come up in the 8th inning, they'll have Harris, Acuna, and Swanson coming up. What a game. Tied 1 apiece. Wilmer Flores has not struck out yet this year with the bases loaded. See if Will can change that. He's behind in the count, 2 balls and a strike. He's got him set up 2-2.
Well, that time couldn't afford to fall behind 3-1. So for Will, came with that pitch, got a foul ball. Now you have the ability, if you want, Chip, to kind of, you're in control whether you want that slider and try to get him to chase a little bit, or if you want to try to run a fastball away.
What's your preference?
Look, Will's best pitch is that slider. I'd love to see him go down and in and try to get a rollover.
The 2-2. Flores just punched that ball to stay alive.
It's one thing to lay out that slider when it's, 2-1, even, 1-1. But when you have 2 strikes, that's sometimes when you get that chase on that pitch. Especially in a moment in a game like this where it's 1-1 in the 8th.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Nope. Full count. Pretty close.
It was.
So now again, Will has to throw a strike or the Giants get a run. Bases loaded, 1 out, tie game. Swing and a miss. First strikeout for Wilmer Flores with the bases loaded. It could not come at a bigger time for the Braves. 2 outs.
Boy, that pitch bounced too before the plate. And that's where you have a hitter with the bases loaded in a 1-1 game trying to do too much at that point. And then Will was able to get the strikeout. And now get the lefty-lefty matchup. Look, you're able to get this out right here. 1-1, you would take that in the situation that Will came into.
Yastrzemski 0 for 3, struck out twice against Max Fried. The Braves shift on him. The pitch. Missed badly inside. 1 ball, no strikes. That backed up on Smith. Braves reliever is playing chess with the Giants. I mean, he is calculating every move. The pitch on the ground. Olson, fair ball, slips. Smith to the bag, and they got him. What a play!
Wow.
What a play! Matt Olson lost his footing, but still threw a perfect feed to Will Smith, who beat his man to the bag, and the Braves are out of the inning. Unbelievable play. The Giants settle for the tie. Will Smith, an amazing job. How close was this?
Look at that ball. That ball went right over the bag. And I mean, you see Matt, what a flip.
And Smith got there an eyelash ahead of Yastrzemski to end the inning. Wow. 1-1 your score.
Huge play to end the top of the 8th. Let's go back and take a look. It's Yastrzemski to roll over. Watch this ball right on the bag, and Matt makes a great play, but that's where he slips, and he's able to put a good toss to give Will a chance. And you are in line, Chip. I mean, that is as close as a play as it can be. And Will just gets his foot to the bag.
Wow.
Before he asks. Wow. What a play.
Wow, what a game. What a play. That preserves a 1-1 tie. Neither Fried nor Logan Webb will factor in the decision. It becomes a battle of the bullpens as Dominic Leone comes in for San Francisco. He'll face Michael Harris to lead off. Leone has been excellent, and you got to hit him. He doesn't walk many. Harris is 2 for 2 in the game.
Now, one reason he's in the game, he's very tough against right-handed hitters. And with Ronald coming up and Dansby and Austin, lefties though this year, Chip, 11 for 32 with 6 doubles and 3 homers off the righty.
How about 4 here from Harris? He missed a homer by a couple of inches earlier, and he shoots this one into left. It is down for a base hit. Leadoff man aboard, winning run aboard for the Braves in the 8th. Let's see if Snit turns Harris loose. He's got another 3-hit game, Jeff.
You really like his approach. You know, here's this guy he's never faced before, knows you need a base runner in a tie ball game. You know, got jammed a little bit, but staying inside the ball and really forced Gonzalez there to make a choice. Did he want to go for that dive? If that ball gets by him, though, it's big trouble.
So a little more pressure on Leon now. Not only does he have Harris at first to lead off the inning, he's got Ronald in the batter's box. Acuna, a quiet night, 0 for 3. Time for him to change that. Good lead by Michael, not going, and the pitch low, 1 ball, no strikes.
Boy, if he can gap one here, you want to talk about blowing the roof off this place.
Ronald is 1 for 1 against Leon. And a 1-0 pitch. Harris a good lead. Not going. And grounded up the middle. Bobbled, everybody safe. They had one for sure. They got none instead. And the Braves are in business. 2 on, nobody out. 5th error for Estrada, and that has been another problem, Jeff, for the Giants. Defensively, they've been challenged.
Boy, and you ain't lying. They would have definitely had one. Probably not where Flores was coming there, but an easy get the guy. And sometimes that's where you talk about it's important to get one. Maybe he's trying to think to get 2 real quick, and the ball just kind of hops up on him. And now you got first and second with the middle of the order coming up.
And this is an area where the game's really changed. 20 years ago, with your number 2 hitter up, this is almost an automatic bunt. But not with this guy, the way he's swinging the bat.
No, that's where you tell him to drive one in the gap.
So a single and an error sets it up for the Braves. 2 on, nobody out in a 1-1 game. He tried to air it out and missed it. Perfect pitch, strike 1. Dansby's 0 for 3 against Leon. At the very least, he wants to get Harris to third base here. First and second, 2 blazing fast runners aboard for the Braves. The 0-1 pitch.
Good eye. That ball was off the plate.
Braves have 3 shots to plate the go-ahead run. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a shot. Caught it short, and Harris doubled up. Dansby hit a bullet, but Michael made a base running mistake. Estrada atones for his error, and 2 are out.
That's one of those plays you're taught, especially with no outs right there when that ball's hit hard. But he got caught off the base too far, and you make an error, and then you're able to kind of atone for it and make a double play. That face says it all right there on that kind of play.
Dansby hit it on the screws. Tough luck for him, and now Riley will try to rescue us with a man at first and 2 outs. Riley loves the first pitch. If Leon grooves one, you know Austin's thinking about hammering one into the bleachers. 7 of his homers have come on the first pitch of an offensive sequence. He and Corey Seager of Texas lead the big leagues in that category. And the Giants paying close attention to Ronald. Understandably so. Acuna's stolen 11 bags.
And this is where you'll see Ronald sometimes take that chance. Going to be smart with running. You can see Ronald clearly got back.
Big gap in left center. A ton of room down the left field line for Riley. Which I'm sure, Jeff, gives him a big hint as to how Leon is going to pitch him.
Yep.
They'll gladly take a punch single by Riley rather than a gapper or a home run here. So let's see what Austin gets on the first pitch here with 2 outs. Packed house has seen a great big league game tonight. He tried to hit number 8 on that first pitch, got 96 and came up empty. Strike 1.
Good swing. Ball a little bit up in the zone for him to get to that pitch.
Short lead at first for Ronald. Not going. And that missed inside. Good take. Even count. Arlen Garcia is in the Giants bullpen. If Riley reaches, that would be 4 men faced by Leon. And then they could go lefty-lefty for Matt Olson. Harlan the Marlin, remember him? Memory serves, the Braves have hit him well in seasons past. Now he's with the Giants. 1 ball, 1 strike. Leon pitching carefully here. Kicks and fires, and Riley swung through 96 out of the zone. It's 1-2. See if the Braves run here with 2 strikes and 2 outs. Nothing to lose if you do.
Yeah, I don't hate the idea.
Short lead though. He is going. And that's in the dirt. Ball gets away from Casali, and Ronald will stop at second. So that changes the calculus here. A hit now could put you in front.
Yeah, good call, Chip. I thought that was a great idea. Now what you do, you got a runner in scoring position. See, ball just kind of bounced away. Even if he blocks that up, he's not going to throw Ronald out. Now you got a chance for anything. Bleeder, hard hit ball to take the lead.
Rough way off the line at first. Slight shift for Riley on the infield, still shading him way around toward right and center. As now a count of 2-2 with the winning run at second base. 2 outs in the home 8th. The pitch. Strike 3 call. Riley caught looking, and Leon gets out of a giant mess. 2 on, nobody out. Double play and strikeout sends us to the 9th, tied at 1.
Your local Ford dealer. Delta Airlines. Keep climbing. And by Truist. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
This has been a marvelous big league game through 8 innings. And as we head to the 9th inning, the Braves will go to Kenley Jansen, who far and away has pitched in more games in his career against the Giants than any other Brave. Of course, Jansen with the Dodgers, that great rivalry between San Francisco and LA. And Kenley Jansen in the 9th inning will stare down Brandon Belt, who will come on and pinch hit for Darren Ruff. This is what the Giants do, Jeff. They are a platoon club. It's lefty versus righty to start the 9th.
And that's what you'll see. Whether you're hitting 3rd, 4th, 5th in the lineup, if a matchup comes that they like, Gabe Kapler will pull the trigger. And these two, I'm sure, have a lot of history against each other.
One game as we hit the 9th. And that's fouled away by Belt. There is a lot of history. Belt 5 for 19 against the Braves closer. That's .263 lifetime average. Kenley only pitched in 1 game on the road trip, so he's ought to be very well rested.
Which I think is good. Guys, you know, in the bullpen, they like to pitch, but to have a little bit of a break like that in the middle of June, not a bad thing.
His cutter and his fastball, Jeff, were crackling against the Cubs yesterday. Worked a 1-2-3 ninth inning.
Remember, we talked to him a couple weeks ago on that bus, and Chip, he said how much he loves when it starts to get hot like this. His arm feels better, and you can tell the velocity's popping.
0-2 for Belt. The Braves shift on him, and that heater missed away. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jock Peterson is on deck. Another left-handed bat. Kenley ready. His 1-2 pitch. Yeah, he went. Brandon Belt is down on strikes. 1 away in the 9th.
A beautiful pitch. You get so conscious, these hitters, of that cutter coming in, and what does Jansen does? Goes away on him and gets the check swing.
So now a dilemma for the Braves fans. Do they cheer or boo Jock Peterson now?
I think you can cheer him right now. And when he steps in the plate, you're done. I do see Jock rocking the pearls. Not only that, he's facing a longtime former teammate.
Oh, that's great, isn't it? Great move by Travis d'Arnaud as well to step out from behind the catcher's box and give Peterson his spotlight. But now the cheers turn to boos as we're back to business.
Exactly. Thank you, but we hope you punch out.
We know all about Jock Peterson and his late inning heroics. He's got 14 home runs this year. Oh. Kenley wanted that one. That looked to be a perfect pitch, but called a ball. 1-0. Peterson, the Giants' RBI leader with 36 on the season, hitting .267. High fly ball walloped a mile high near that pole, and it is foul. Woo, that was close. It's a long, loud, terrifying strike.
When he hit it, the first thing I did was look at him, and he was not moving, and you could tell he kind of knew this ball was hooking foul. Second deck. And if you're Kenley, you tell yourself just a long strike.
Peterson's been crushing fastballs all year long. Let's see what Kenley offers here. The 1-1 count. That one had a little anger on it.
But let's be honest, these two know each other.
Yep.
They've been teammates for a long time. And I think Kenley knows his approach right here. Jack's thinking one thing. The long ball.
So after that harrowing long fly ball foul, Kenley's ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Base is empty. Tie game. 9th inning. 1-1. And here it is. Nub the other way. Dansby's going to let that bounce into left field. Jock Peterson just serves a ball the other way, takes what the defense gives him, fought off a slider, and is aboard with a 1-out hit.
And you see him smiling. I think Kenley looked over and had some choice words for him after seeing that. Look at this emergency swing.
He just put it in play, served it to left. And now the hits are even as the game is even. 7 hits for the Braves and Giants, 1 run apiece. And here's Luis Gonzalez, who got the 8th inning rally started with a bunt. Great play by Max Fried to field that bunted ball. But worried about the speed of Gonzalez, used the glove to flip it to first and pulled Olson off the bag. And he scored the lone Giants run. And now he runs into a future Hall of Famer. Let's see what he does with Kenley Jansen, who gets ahead in the count. Riley even with the bag and off the line at third. Room between Arcia and Olson. For Gonzalez. Who takes another strike. As we told you, breaking balls have been problematic for this very exciting rookie outfielder. Just 4 hits off breaking balls all year.
Now that sinker was perfect. Painted on the outside corner, Chip. You got a young hitter's never seen Kenley Jansen before. Not an easy AB.
Lined over short and into left center field for a hit. Jock Peterson is going to try for third. Harris's throw ill-advised and into third base. Peterson came off the bag but apparently held the pillow. And into second goes Gonzalez with a 2-strike hit.
Kenley kind of quick pitched him there. We talked about the problem with the off speed. That one just kind of hung, got way too much of the plate. And good play by Michael Harris here, though. Look at that to make it even close.
Peterson somehow held the bag as his momentum forced him to pop up, but he did keep that foot on the base. And so for the Giants, a couple of 2-strike hits in a row after the strikeout to start the inning. They're at second and third, and the infield has to come in with Thairo Estrada coming up. Estrada singled on an 0-2 pitch in the 8th. Boy, if there's a theme for this game in the last 2 innings, that's been it. Out of play into the upper deck. Strike 1. Brandon Crawford's on deck for the Giants. The Giants have 8 hits in the game. 5 of them have come in the 8th and 9th innings. The 0-1. Driven toward right, curling toward the seats, and Estrada behind in that fateful count now 0-2.
Well, this is where, Chip, I want to see Kenley stick with that hard stuff. That sinker in, the cutter away. It's 2 batters in a row to me that, you know, he kind of flipped that little off speed pitch. And his bread and butter is that cutter sinker combo. Get beat with that pitch.
No balls, 2 strikes for the Giants shortstop. Kenley Jansen delivers and knuckled out of play.
Yeah, I'd love to see the same thing right there. Climb 95 up in the zone. That one was about letter high. This one go another 3-4 inches up, and I bet you get a swing and miss right here.
There's the Braves infield defensive lineup. No balls, 2 strikes. High drama in Atlanta in the 9th inning. Can the Braves wiggle out of trouble here and preserve a tie? That's a start. 2 out. Good call, Jeff. He elevated.
You know, to me, the worst case on that pitch is you get a pop up in the infield, but do not speed his bat up exactly what he did. Look at this pitch. Above the letters. Got the second K, and now you can kind of do what you want. You got Brandon Crawford with a base open. You know, years past when he's really been swinging the bat, maybe this is where you put him on, but he has been scuffling.
8 for his last 34 at the plate.
And you look at that too. Look at that career versus Kenley Jansen.
Now the infield can back up to normal depth with second and third and 2 outs. Well, these have to be fun matchups in that for Jansen, for Crawford, there are no surprises at all.
No, Belt, when he was up there, he knew him. And that's, you know, even with Jansen's good fastball right now, that's why I like seeing that. Stick to the hard stuff.
Open stance for Crawford. The pitch. 18 pitches, 15 strikes for Kenley, and he's a strike away from sending us to the bottom of the 9th inning tied. The crowd will tell you the story. Good save by d'Arnaud. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
96.
Kenley may be wearing the Braves uniform, but those rivalry roots run very deep. A former Dodger closer trying to send us to the 9th inning with a chance for the Braves to walk off. The 1-2 pitch. Struck him out. Wow. Kenley Jansen. Strike after strike after strike. And on a hot night, ice cold. Struck out the side. Olson, d'Arnaud, Ozuna coming up with a chance to win it in the home 9th. Before we head to the bottom of the 9th inning, let's enjoy a quick message from Truist.
Jessica was born to care.
That's my best friend. She don't need no. Miss Hogan's class? It's Atlantis.
Today, she's a teammate at Truist, the bank that starts with care.
Well, Matt Olson will go to work for the Braves in the bottom of the 9th inning. It's been a while since we've had a walk-off hit here in Atlanta. Perhaps tonight is the night as Camilo Doval goes to work. Another excellent arm for San Francisco.
Yeah, well, look, you tell how important this game is to San Fran, too. Got their closer warming up. Huge sinker, 99 to 100. And got that good slider cutter action, too. 11 for 13 in save opportunities this year. It's kind of one of those, Chip, you want to be aggressive here early if you get a good pitch. He's allowed just 2 hits and 59 at bats this year with 2 strikes.
The Giants have an entirely new infield. First, second, third, and catch. We'll tell you about those changes in a moment as Olson stands in. Matt is 0 for 3 in tonight's game. And way outside, ball 1. Austin Wynns has taken over behind the plate, so he and Doval, the new San Francisco battery. One ball, no strikes for Olson. Doval ready. Slings that up and away. Ball 2. Again, this is where the Braves have an advantage. Number 1, a left-handed hitter with power, but number 2, Jeff, a man that has exceptional patience. Got to throw him a strike.
Yeah, he's going to take his walks, even in a situation like this where you know one swing can end it. He's still got to be looking in that happy zone.
Ball 3. Wilmer Flores at third. Brandon Crawford at short. Thairo Estrada moves to second. Brandon Belt at first. Jock Peterson in left. Those are your changes for San Francisco. So Matt way ahead in the count, 3-0. The Giants have a shift on for him as Doval turns her loose. And a 4-pitch walk, winning run aboard in the ninth. So let's see how the Braves play it here. You've got Olson at first, and Atlanta's going to take him down for a pinch runner. Phil Gosselin will come on.
He tapped Matt and said, look, we saw you get thrown out a couple times earlier in the year. I like that. Look, 1-2 outs. You probably don't take that opportunity, Chip, but with no outs right here, put a guy in with some speed.
Remember, the Braves had to trim their roster by one pitcher before the game today. Jesus Cruz was sent back to Gwinnett. Mike Ford is on the active roster and here tonight, so he could come in and play first if we get to the 10th. That's one option. Another one is you could put Austin Riley over at first base, put RC at third, and let Gosselin play second. So there's some options for Atlanta as they play with a faster base runner here representing the winning run in the ninth inning. d'Arnaud, the lone RBI for the Braves in the game, a solo homer in the second. And Doval, blazing fastball at 100 miles an hour. He's throwing the ball angry after the walk.
And that's how it usually happens. You got a guy who throws 4 pitches nowhere near. So you come up, tell yourself, I'm going to be a little bit patient. What does he do? He goes slider and then 100 down in the zone.
Yeah, stay hot.
Yeah.
Outfield deep for d'Arnaud. Gosselin getting a good lead with 2 strikes. Ozuna waits on deck. First the pitch from Doval. Here it is. Breaking ball popped him up. Shallow center. Slater coming on. And he gathers that in for out number 1.
Tell you what, I kind of like this matchup coming up for Marcell Ozuna. Good fastball hitter, tough to get a fastball by him, and if you spin that breaking ball, you know, that was an 0-2 mistake he just made to Travis d'Arnaud there for the pop-up.
Well, when he's right, Ozuna's still a ferocious fastball hitter. Let's see what he can do here with Gosselin at first and 1 out. Marcell has struck out and grounded out twice. Oh-1 for Ozuna. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Ball dropped by Wins. And they're going to call interference on Ozuna on the backswing. Gosselin had that base stolen. The ball dropped by the catcher, and I guess contact made with Ozuna at the plate on a swing and a miss. Tough break.
Oh.
If anything, from that angle, it looked like the left shoulder. Let's see from this angle.
Yeah, he got him. So tough because you're right, Chip. He got a great jump, but it's tough 0-1 to take another pitch to get to 0-2 against a guy like Doval.
So Ozuna's got a fight on his hands with 1 on, 1 out. The 0-2 pitch. He's just getting loose now. That was 101. Wow. And we'll see a lot of 99s and 100s tomorrow night from Spencer Strider, who's got the ball for the Braves in the second game of the series. Giants might have a bullpen game on their hands. They've not announced their starting pitcher yet. Gosselin, good lead. Belt holds him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Not going. Breaking ball walloped into left, a base hit. So that worked out for Atlanta. First and second. Adam Duvall coming up.
And there's those quick hands for Marcell. See, this one kind of just backs up over the heart of the plate. Scalds this ball in the left field.
Yeah, you got to make the opponent pay for a leadoff walk.
Yeah.
And the Braves have a shot. Adam Duvall tonight has a second inning single. He has struck out in his other 2 at bats. The Braves have walked off in victory twice this year.
I look for Adam to be aggressive here early in the count if he sees a pitch he likes.
If he can comb one into left, we'll be in business. Gosselin's got a big lead. The pitch. Did get aggressive, fouled it off, had a good swing, Jeff. Strike 1. Can the Braves pick up 1 more hit? The Giants threatened in the 9th, couldn't score. The Braves have a 1-out threat in their half. And 0-1. Way outside, good take. One of the walk-off wins for the Braves came off the bat of the man on deck, Orlando Arcia, with that big home run against the Red Sox.
Yep, walk-off.
Hardly anyone has left the ballpark tonight. A 9-inning thriller. The 1-1. I mean, there's no secret to what this guy is doing. He is just rearing back and throwing the ball as hard as he can and with pretty good command.
Well, exactly. Now, though, you got yourself a 2-1 count. You know, look for him to try to get a little bit of a, possibly get yourself ready early here. Get ready for that fastball. See if he can drop it somewhere in the outfield.
The 2-1 pitch. Rolled foul just a bit out in front. And it's even now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A slider got Adam last time up.
You ain't looking for no slider here. You got to get ready for that 100. And if he makes a mistake like Marcell did last at bat, you can time it up.
Flores and Crawford on the left side of the diamond. The pitch. He got a breaking ball, and Duvall didn't get the slider, and there's out number 2. So it's up to Arcia if the Braves are to win this game in regulation. Nasty pitch.
Yeah, the one Marcell got backed up to the middle of the plate. This is one of the better ones we've seen him throw tonight.
As we saw on the road trip, the 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Braves have done such great work. Tonight, no different. The trio of Duvall, Arcia, and Michael Harris have 4 hits. Orlando looking for his first. And ball 1 outside. Matt Olson walked to start the 9th inning. Phil Gosselin pinch ran for him. d'Arnaud popped up. Ozuna singled to left. Shame if that was the catcher's interference. Might have had him at second base. That hit could have won the game. And now with 2 outs, Arcia ahead in the count. Bobby Cox always said, if a guy throws 100 enough, a big league hitter can time him or a Jet.
Yeah.
And he has been pumping triple digits.
Man, this is a guy he wants. Last thing he wants at this point, even though Harris is a rookie, he's 3 for 3 tonight.
And maybe with the bases loaded, strike zone gets even tighter.
A little more pressure.
2-0 pitch. Breaking ball, base hit. Here comes Goose around third. They're going to wave him. Peterson's throw. It is late. And the Braves walk off on an Arcia hit with 2 outs in the ninth. Brian Snitker pushed all the right buttons in this game, Jeff. An instant classic tonight at Truist Park.
And what was this pitch? A slider. Sometimes the pitcher does you a favor, Chip. When you throw 100, you speed a guy's bat up. That one hung up in the zone, and you can see Orlando telling Goslin, let's go. You're right. Pushed them all. Pinch ran for Matt Olson. Brought in Will Smith with the bases loaded. What a ball game tonight. 2 great starting pitchers going out, and then the Braves get a walk-off. Second walk-off of the year for Orlando.
First one on May 11th. Tonight on June the 20th. He sends the Braves home happy with a 2-1 victory. What a ball game, partner. What a way to start this homestand as 2 terrific teams went toe-to-toe for 9 innings in game 1.
Yeah, look, 2 playoff teams here tonight. Was a great ball game, but again, the Braves were able to get some late inning magic, and what a way to kick off a 7-game homestand. You had your ace on the mound. He threw a great ball game for you. The bullpen did a great job, and the guy that replaces Ozzie Albies gets the game-winning hit.
So standing by with tonight's hitting hero, Orlando Arcia, is a very cold and now refreshed Paul Byrd, who hopefully will chat with Orlando in a moment. Again, the 7, 8, 9 guys for this Braves lineup picked up 5 of the Braves' 9 hits. So Birdie, wow, what a night.
Chip, I got out of the way of that because I'm an athlete. Tell me something that I don't know, and what I don't know is what it feels like to do that. This crowd erupted, your team tackled you. What's going on?
¿Cómo se siente ganar este juego para tu equipo con los fanáticos así apoyándote? Mira, se lo di a los muchachos, los voy a matar yo. Los voy a matar yo. No vamos a salir a cubrir aquí. Gracias a Dios se me dio el turno. Y mira, se me dio la oportunidad y ganamos el juego. I told the boys I'm going to kill it. If I get the chance, I'm going to kill it. So fortunately, I was able to come up, get that at bat, and execute.
Your buddy Ozzie, one of your best friends on the team, goes down. You have come in, stepped in, and played fantastic. How does that feel?
Sí, que obviamente, lastimosamente, Ozzie, pues, o sea, se lesionó y no pudo jugar, pero tú has venido y has tenido mucho éxito en su lugar. Cuéntanos cómo se siente poder producir y tener ese éxito ahora que él no está jugando. Es como vengo diciendo, de verdad, nadie quería que Albi le pasara eso. Solo Dios tiene el control de eso. Estamos, como lo dije yo, que aquí estamos para reemplazar a cualquiera de nuestro equipo. Y aquí estamos dando el 100% por el equipo y por él también, para que se sienta orgulloso de uno. It's like I've been saying this whole time. Obviously, no one on the team wanted to see Ozzie go down. But that's one of the things that's in God's hands. And as his teammates, we're in a spot where we're put here to be able to pick each other up and replace each other when the time comes. And, fortunately, we've been able to play well and do what we need to do and, make the team proud and also make Ozzie proud. Even though we want him to know that we miss him, we want to do right by him as well.
Last one for me. We just finished up Father's Day. Who did you say hello to running off the field?
Estamos saludando ahí de los fanáticos cuando ganaste el juego. Mi esposa, la nana y mis hijas que estaban ahí arriba. ¿Quién es la nana? Jacqueline. I was just saying hello to my wife, Nana, and my kids are up in the stands.
I'm sure they're proud. I know that we are. Braves country says thank you. Franco Garcia, the best translator in the game, always thank you, Chip.
Pretty way to go. What a way to start the homestand. Hot night. Braves win a 2-1 thriller. There's nothing more fun than a walk-off hit on your home field.
Man, I'll tell you what, after the guys won 14, I was thinking I might be the bad luck charm, but I'm 1-0 since I'm back. But what a great game. Complete team win tonight. And that's something that should make you feel good. You beat a really good pitcher on the mound tonight. Everybody was kind of involved in this game tonight. And hopefully they can ride that momentum. You come back tomorrow night, you get Spencer Strider.
Talk about triple-digit heat. That's what we're going to see from Spencer Strider. An emotional day for Jock Peterson. He got his World Series hardware, but the Braves walk away with a win in Game 1, 2-1. That is your final score. We'll have Game 2 tomorrow. Spencer Strider will pitch for the Braves. The Giants will announce their starter in just a few minutes. And our friends at Braves Live will tell you who that is. Braves Live, as always, is presented by Xfinity. For Paul Bird, Jeff Francoeur, and our great Braves crew, it is awesome to be back home. What a night. Braves beat the Giants in Game 1, 2-1 your final score. I'm Chip Carey. We'll see you for Game 2 tomorrow.